And we're recording a new episode of the podcast, people. Hello there. It had been a while. Well, what actually ended up happening is that I broke the mic or the cable of the microphone, so I had to get a new one, and that's why it took like 2 months and a half to get it together, and we did. Now the setup is actually a lot better. The idea is to start decorating this corner right here. I currently have like a bunch of books and another laptop, and that's gonna be the corner for recording. I'll probably put a fish tank or something in there, make it look pretty, right? That's kind of what we want, make it look pretty, and we'll see how that goes, right? So this episode we're gonna be going through what has happened on the last couple of weeks and stuff. This channel is not gonna be just religious. I want you to know that that's an aspect of my life. It is probably the main. It is. It should be the main aspect of my life. But I also touch on other subjects like music, creation wise, business, everything, and I just kind of go over it. And this channel in general is gonna be for that. So if you just want religious content, you should probably head somewhere else. If you're down for just watching me do whatever I want to do, I don't know, senseis or something, well, welcome. This is the way. So what has happened? Okay, I'm really crazy with ideas. One of the things that I started investigating is this chapter. It's Genesis. Well, it's two chapters: Genesis 18 and 19. And I took this theory to the Pastor Eli, which will probably be here in a couple of episodes. And guess what happened? Well, I was reading it and I was like, three. I've heard from some pastors that's the whole representation of the Trinity, and I also heard from others that is the whole Trinity in person. I heard from others that is Jesus, and there's a lot of ideas going around, right? So there's not really like a certain one that it could be like it is this. So then what I decided to do was do like an investigation on it. Um, so yeah, I did that. I went really deep, but not so deep to the point that oh I'm crazy. But I did. And some people judged me. They were like, this dude is crazy. And some others were like, keep investigating. You might decipher it, you might not. And the idea that I kind of had, it was that you could see the Holy Spirit in person. I know that's weird nowadays. Why? Because, well, he stayed with us according to the Bible. He is not in heaven. He is down here with us. And through him, we can communicate with the Father and Jesus that are up there. And one day, Jesus is going to come back. So it all started like that, and I was like, all three of them could be in physical form. And some people looked at me weird. And being honest, I would have looked at me weird too. I don't want you guys to learn through me. Just look at it from up, like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's a cool perspective. Because I'm not at the level to teach it perfectly. And at the end of the day, these are just theories that I have. And I, like, sometimes I prove it right, sometimes I cannot. And to be honest, we don't really know. We weren't there. So this is not a channel for you to be learning about Christianity. You can guide yourself a bit, but don't take it too serious, bro. At the end, it's just weird stuff that I found on the Bible and I like. So the whole Trinity, right? Let me move this up right there. It kind of starts. Let me grab my Bible. One of them. This is a Bible that was gifted to me. It's my first Bible. Uh, I have now a study Bible, gummy Bible, another Bible in Spanish, another one in English. Is I have a couple of Bibles because I want to just compare between all of them. So if you go to Genesis, this is King James. I love King James, being honest. The these and the thous, it just sounds cool. So Genesis 18 and 19, if you go there and you open it, uh, 18. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Marai, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, three men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent and bowed himself towards the ground. This is where the theory started, bro. Because if you actually pay attention, every time an angel will appear, an angel, like an actual angel, will appear to a human and will try to worship, the angel will be like, don't worship me. Always, dude. Always. But here, that doesn't happen. Not even with the other two, because they were like, probably one was God and the other two weren't. Clearly, like, Lot worship, Abraham worship, and they accepted it. They weren't like, hey, like, get up, I'm just an angel, or I'm just sent here by God. No, like, they accepted it, bro, which was really interesting. Now, I was like, yo, like, I wonder what he says in Hebrew. And in Hebrew, it says, Yahweh appeared to them. And I was like, yo, that's God right there. But then it didn't end it there, bro. We had to investigate more through Pastor. I found out that actually, like, the other two, he was calling them Adonai, which is another name for God. And I was like, yo, this goes deeper. So I kept on digging and digging and digging. And then I was like, come on, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure it could be proven. Like, my weird, like, theory that you can find them in physical form. You can touch it, bro. That was my theory. And so I ended up checking that and reading other passages and going back and forth. Uh, but then like the idea kind of died, but it was still there. I was like, one day I'm gonna find the answer. It shouldn't be that complicated. And through the pastor, I started thinking a lot about the Apostle Paul. Now his story is a bit different than the other apostles. He didn't actually was with Jesus when Jesus was down in earth. He was just there as a kid. Now I want you to pay attention to what proceeds from here, bro, because it's really like when you put it like this, it's like, oh, so then it is possible, but there's some consequences. And to be honest, we don't know, but it's kind of the main theory that I have right now for that. And it's basically the Apostle Paul didn't meet Jesus, bro. Jesus was on earth 40 days after he resurrected. He was just going around talking to some people, blah, 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 right? All that is cool. Where it becomes weird is that I would say, according to history and some people, the Apostle Paul, don't quote me on this, people, bro. Remember, I'm still learning. The Apostle Paul, dude, he was a kid. They killed another apostle, like the actual apostle, bro. And the Graphislo thing, they give it to him, and that actually symbolizes like giving his task to this other one. In that way, dude, it's literally like, yo, guess what happened? They gave his task to Paul. He grows up. By the way, you don't go from a kid to a fully grown adult that starts killing in 40 days, bro. That just doesn't happen. So then what happens, bro? Well, this is my theory. He didn't actually saw Jesus or the Son. He actually saw the Holy Spirit. That's my theory. I don't know if he's right or wrong. But think about it, bro. Jesus would have been lying if he was like, the next time I come back, like, I'll do this, this, this. He then said, I'm gonna come back and go for an apostle named Paul. He went up, bro. But someone else from the Trinity stayed down here. Right? So I was like, yo, what if when that happened, bro, like, he actually saw the Holy Spirit and that's why he burned his eyes and he became blind. It makes a lot of sense because he was a kid when the other one died. He grew, now he started killing Christians, and the fact that he called them Christians, bro, is kind of like, come on, dude. The group was barely starting. Why calling them Christians? So then that's why I was just like, bro, it might actually be. Just think about it, bro. Just it's really interesting and cool, right? So that's one of the things that I started investigating. Um, and yeah, I got to that conclusion that it is possible, but there's gonna be some consequences. Now, don't quote me on it. I'm still learning. I don't know if it's right or wrong, and I don't want to misguide you guys. I would say there's more evidence in the whole Bible of it, but at the end of the day, we don't know. And it's just a weird theory that is kind of entertaining and fun to investigate. And I've been studying other ones. Proceeding to another one. Exorcisms. A part of me always wanted to learn about exorcisms and fighting evil. I don't know why. I believe that that's actually a calling from God to my life of, you're going to go fight the evil, bro. And I don't know. It's pretty interesting, bro. When you watch movies and all this, a lot of times they modify the story so much that it's so different from the truth. Just the warnings, bro. This is proven. You know the first case that is like, oh yeah, they exorcised the house and they made the first movie of The Conjuring. You know it's false. They knew so little about it. They were so interested in the money that what actually ended up happening is that they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna go do this. Turns out the place is actually haunted, but not haunted by ghosts, because those ghosts don't really exist. It's more of demons. It's demons around there, bro. So what ended up happening is these guys went, they blessed the place, bro. You don't bless a place that is possessed, bro. That place is bad. You go fight it with the sword. You go and get out in the name of Jesus, bro. You fight it. You don't allow them to stay. It's like, oh, God bless you. No, bro, what do you mean God bless you? They're our enemies. Those actually hate us. So then what actually happened there is that these people got there, blessed the place. Now the demons are going crazy because, he blessed us. But like, bro, he blessed this place. Like, I'm gonna kick the butt of these people. And that actually started happening. So then the owners of the house, what I actually did is tell them, like, go away. Like, go away. Go. We don't want you here anymore. And then these dudes wrote a book and made the whole story of, oh, we help exorcise this place. No, bro. Even if you go nowadays, they make you sign a bunch of papers because that place is still, like, there's a lot of demon entity there, bro. Like, demons, like, entities. Bleh. There. It's bad, dude. They make you sign that the responsibility is not going to be on them in case you get possessed or something. It's like, come on, dude. They didn't do their job because they didn't know about it. So then they distort the actual idea so much when they do that, bro, and it sucks. Because then people that are actually interested on the subject, they cannot do it. Now, he also claimed to be, like, I don't know, accepted by the Vatican to do so. Bro, that doesn't happen. You actually have to study. You have to become, like, a priest. And then they send you, if they choose you for it, they send you to Rome and you study for that. The process is really complicated and not many are. Literally just the ones that got selected. Because yes, even though I would say I'm non-denominational, I think that's how it's pronounced, which is mostly based on Protestant, like, theology, bro. I actually agree with a lot of stuff that Catholics and Orthodox do. Why? Because it's the same God. And I love the tradition around it. And I feel that everyone is just hating on them and they're just hating on us. And everyone just hates on everyone and it's a divided team. So that's why I'm going through it as the word says, bro. Because yes, even praying to saints is mentioned in the Bible. It's in the Psalms, Caleb. Yeah. But it's basically telling the saints to sing to God. Yeah. So then stuff like that happens, bro. And then you're like, oh no, it's prohibited to pray to saints, bro. When? Go to the Psalms. Many Protestants believe on the speaking of tongues in that gift. You ask them about the way to explain it, you know what they will tell you? Acts of the Apostles is not there, bro. That's one way of speaking in tongues, but the other one that we usually refer to, which is like we're like blah, 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 you cannot comprehend anything, bro. That's the one we refer to. And many don't know where to find it. And I was just poking it and poking it and poking it and telling my mom, well, no, but that's not biblical. Like, if it is, please show me because I don't know. It's like I don't know, but from what I read, it's not there, so it must be false. But if it is, tell me so I could tell other people. Why? Because no one knows how to explain it, not even pastors. I've asked already a couple of pastors and they don't know. It's in Isaiah, bro. I don't remember the verse, but it was 11 something. And it literally, like, it explains two types of tongues. One, that Caleb is Chinese, so I'm speaking to him in English and he can comprehend me in Chinese. That's the one of the Acts of the Apostles. And then there's another one, which the word that it actually used would translate to a weird mumbling or stuttering that no one can comprehend. So at the end of the day, yes, speaking in tongues is biblical. It's just that many don't know how to explain it because they haven't read it enough, bro. And it happens, dude. It's happened to me many times. I used to believe that, no, it is not possible, to actually my mom prove it right using the Bible. But it took a while. Like we were there for like 3 hours, and she just been extremely pissed at me. But then we found the answer. Okay, jumping into another subject. So where we touch exorcism that I'm interested in, like in fighting evil, and now I feel like there's an evil spirit just following me around, and I'm like, bro, go in and know Jesus. Another one, which is that weird theory or like the biblical, like that you can see the whole Trinity in person. And now this is about my music. So I guess if you only came here for like religious stuff, uh, you you can go or you can stay watching. It's like it's gonna be cool. If you're here for the music, well, this is your part, bro. And then after that, it's gonna be fitness because I'm kind of covering all the aspects of my life, which is Bible, my music, and then working out, bro. I love working out. Look at these guns; they're growing, dude. It's like it actually good looks good. The shirts are fitting tight. That's amazing, bro. So then, if you want to continue, well, it's gonna start more in my personal stuff, not just so much of the Bible. Uh, so we already got the most important part, God. Now we continue with me. As you guys know, I'm a music producer. My name is Shatter Tape, actually, like music producer. I changed it before. It used to be something else, but that person died. That's in the past. This new one is just weird, and we're experimenting with weird sounds. So for the past months, I would say I had a blockage, really strong blockage. Like I would write a lot of melodies, but I would just like I wasn't able to connect it. And a lot of times when you produce music, you literally want to put your soul to it. That's what it's about. You're connecting emotions. Last time I made Caleb cry. Caleb was Caleb got really emotional because of the way that I transition showing different songs, and the whole purpose of it is that you literally like connecting with it. I put Me by Fred again. My guy, that's a badass song, right? Like it makes you connect to it, and then when you hear the backstory, you're like, oh, that's why I felt this way. It's amazing. I love that song. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite, and it's so perfect the way he's capable of just putting his soul into a sound, and that's what kind of we should do in music, and that's why many producers and many musicians never really make it to go big because they're not capable of doing so. Now that I think it's a talent of God, being capable of doing so. So if you're doing music and you're capable of doing that, bro, amazing, dude. It's perfect. So I was struggling at putting my emotions into music because from the last relationship, I had a bunch of like good songs that I wrote and I'm still producing over them, but I kind of want to build up a bit to release those because those are really, really good and I want to like a fan base to listen to it. And even though I got my average amount of people that listen every day, I mean, having that is a lot cooler, like a bit more. Like, I love you guys, but if I have more, it's better, no? So then it's cool because I was just struggling. I was really struggling. I was, Father, I don't have any emotions. And then I heard Secrets by, I don't remember the name, but just the way it starts. Like, I need another story, something that I can confess. I'm like, bro, that's me right now. Like, I need something in my life that is gonna get me excited about life again. There was this point in my life where I used to literally go, and I know this is bad. Sorry for Pastor if you're watching this. Yeah, I did so. Sorry. I used to go from girl to girl to girl to girl. Man, I'll be talking to 20 girls a day just to get different emotions from all of them. One will be, oh no, I'm sad. I'll write something deep and profound. Oh no, I'm happy. This girl is amazing. I'll write something happy. And I would do that. And that's actually how I became really good at writing because I got to distinguish the emotions between melodies. And back then, like I was in San Antonio, so I had like the actual like piano, and it was amazing because you literally feel the whole vibration in the room, and I feel like all the energy. That's the difference between using instruments and using like something in a computer. You're never gonna get that emotion there, and so that's why actual like synthesizers too, like you touch it and you're there with it, and it's just all this energy around the room. It's amazing, and so when you're producing, you just kind of want to polish it, but you don't want something robotic to be there all the time, and that's why I love Fred again so much because what he kind of does is he takes his soul like that in an instrument or in a synthesizer, he puts it there, and then he's actually capable of playing with it and making you dance with it. So it's amazing. It's not just sounds with rhythm, but it's the actual soul in a rhythm, and it's perfect, bro. So I was like that, and I was like, bro, but you cannot go back and talking to 50 girls, bro. That was bad. That's lust, my guy. That's horrible. You're breaking people left and right just for your own music. Like, man, you don't love them. So then, what actually ended up happening is that I became bored. And since I know so much about writing music, bro, I know exactly what sounds good and what sounds bad. So I kept doing that. And what's bad is that you always end up in the same spot when you do that. So it doesn't really sound there. And that's why I just released 3 songs, and then I paused it because I was like, man, like this just sounds the same. And even though I will write really good arpeggios that sound amazing, I still wouldn't connect to it. I was like, I don't want to do that. But then 3 days ago, uh, I didn't start talking to someone, but kind of did. It's weird to describe, but it basically reminded me of a lot of stuff. And then I ended up writing this like idea, which, being honest, it sounds crazy. And it was because it gave me emotions, enough emotions to actually write something that I could connect with. Because that's literally what it's all about, bro. Is putting that emotions into the notes. And I was capable of writing, and I was like, this is amazing. But then I also was like, I know this is not the person. Why? Because First Corinthians, bro. You should not be unequally bound. So I'm like, okay, eventually the right one will come, and I will have more than enough to write. But then that little, like, I would guess, like, spark that literally was lasted for seconds was enough for me to write that song. And being honest, I prayed to God so much for it. I needed it, bro. Like, I needed an emotion. I needed something that was gonna trigger it, because I was really good mentally, and I know, dude. Like, it's weird, but the more depressed that I feel, the better I write. Or this, like, it's that little, like, something that changes in your life that gets you excited. It was that, dude. And now, so yeah, now I'm writing a song. I don't know when it will be released, but now also with the cable and the microphone, I started singing too, bro. So we might have some vocals from me there, and if not, we're gonna play with weird samples. So that was it for the music part. Now for the gym part, I've grown about 10 pounds in muscle. Uh, I feel happy. Being honest, it feels amazing being capable of growing muscle so fast. But it's because I'm not growing it, people. Like, you always got to think of that. No sound. Ah, I'll check later, Caleb. Thank you. Okay, so like I was saying, like, physique wise, um, for me, never be like, oh, he's doing steroids or something like that. I asked the doctor, and he said that I'm never gonna be capable of doing steroids. He said my system is already so messed up from all the medication that if I do steroids, my liver is gonna fail, and that's bad. And then I'm like one of the, like, I'm AB, bro. it's it's rare. So then it actually becomes really complex if I need a liver replacement. And my other brothers have conditions. My father, before, he was an alcoholic too, so it's like, it's not good, bro. So then it's really like, for me, it's better if I stay away from it, or do something else instead. And what sucks is that I could do steroids, and it wouldn't be considered as abusing steroids, because those steroids were literally created for people like me with health conditions after surgery that needed to get back to normal. Because being honest, I'm a lot less strong than most of people could be in my scenario. Because, bro, I benched 230 for reps, my guy. Who does that, bro? Only gym bros do, bro. And I do that, and having into consideration what I've been through and what I weigh, dude, I weighed 160. 160. And benching that for reps, dude, I'm proud of myself. Thank God. I can do all things through Christ, bro. Like, I shouldn't be capable of lifting that much, bro, but I am, bro. Thank God. And it's crazy because every week I'm going up in weight and weight and weight. Like, I'm lifting more and more and more. And then I'm also noticing like changes. Yesterday, I was feeling insecure. I don't know why I felt insecure, but I don't know. I just looked down and I saw a lot of people staring at me. And I was like, bro, they're staring at me. I look horrible. I don't know what. That was the first thought instead of, oh, you know what, I'm tall, white. And I think I told Caleb, I was like, they're staring at me because I'm tall and white. It feels weird. Because we were in Mexico and most of the people there are like this tall, even the dudes. And brown skin. So then it was like, I took like, hey, like that's what they're staring at me for. But now, like inside, I felt insecure, dude. I was like, oh no, they're staring at me because I don't look good. Like, this sucks. And then to boost my confidence a bit, I saw my reflection and I flexed it, bro. And then I flexed my back. Like I'm pretty sure. So I flexed my back. Uh, well, I have a pretty like good back. I don't know how to flex it now, bro. But yeah, so this is my body right now. Right? It's not that bad. And then okay, like you can see, like I'm missing a lot of my chest. Before I used to have a really thick chest, muscle wise, bro. It is, but it's not there, not really. And then my back, yeah, I got a pretty good back. But I don't remember how I flex it. And also, you have to think the light is literally coming straight, so it's not gonna be so good. But if I put the light on the side, you're gonna notice a big difference, bro. Now, the ones that stayed, I'm gonna be shirtless for the rest of the podcast, bro. Let's go. So then it was cool because it was coming from the top, and when the light hits from the top, you can actually see everything. Not like you, it's literally coming from the front, my guy. So it was coming from the top, and I just went like this, and then I saw like all the muscle pop out. Dude, I was just like, what? And then like this, you cannot see it for the light. Well, yeah, you can, but I have really good pain genetics. So then actually, like, when I looked there, all the veins from here were just like, and I was just like, bro, that's what they were staring at you. Like, I thought, like, oh no, I'm ugly. They're staring at me because I don't look good enough. I looked down, I didn't saw the big chest that I had, and I was like, eh. But then, as soon as I saw myself, like, from their perspective, I was just like, I might actually turn gay just to be with me, bro. So it made me feel really good, like, seeing myself there, and I was like, yeah, this is how we roll now. Like, it looks good. So yeah, it was just like a lot of times we bring ourselves down, bro, and we're just like, oh no, I'm ugly, oh no, I'm this. And talking to like a philosopher, he actually told me, he was like, you know, most of your thoughts are negative. I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want that. But as soon as you focus on what's good, your life just progresses like you never thought it could. And that's true. So then I was just like, yo, I'm actually growing, and it's insane that I've grown this much, this like little period of time. So then when I was capable of it, bro, I was just like, yo, praise the Lord. And now I look amazing. Thank God, bro. And, like, I feel happy. I got that muscle growing, bro. Yeah, bro. I feel confident, bro. I'm getting there. And I know some might be like, bro, you're skinny. Bro, I used to be 125 when I got out of the hospital. I still got them scars, bro. And I have one bigger one, but it's closer to the winner, so we're not showing that one. Not even for money, bro. So so yeah, dude, it was just like crazy that, like, I don't know. I thought, like, I think like I was literally bringing myself down, but when I saw through their eyes, I was like, yo, that's cool. So then, yeah, people focus on what's good and don't focus on what's bad. Anyways, well, this was kind of like the catching up. Was probably gonna start hitting like actual videos on the channel, and I'll probably change the name of the channel. It's better if I find the right name right now that it's really early on than 5 years from now, because that would just make it weird. So yeah, that's pretty much all we talk about: music, religion, fitness, and that's about it, bro. Uh, which is just my life in general. There's some other stuff going on, but they're not so relevant as this. And yeah, I don't know when. I think I'm posting this like 3 in the morning. So yeah, that was all. I I know that at least for me, I'm happy with the quality that now I have, like content creation wise. Got the screen over there, the laptop, speakers, a really cool microphone to do amazing. So then, yeah, I see you guys in the next one, and laters.